This might seem weird to folks today, but watch closely and no one will get hurt. In order to get Poppin' Music 4 to work, you actually have to start up Poppin' 2, hit this disc change option, and physically switch the disc to the next version. Konami was notorious for doing this back in the early days of CD media, from DDR to Beatmania to, yes, even the candy-coated, macaron-shaped Poppin' Music. Makes DLC seem a bit easier to deal with, doesn't it? Anyway, there have been 21 proper arcade releases of Poppin' Music since 1988, with each bringing a couple mechanical tweaks and a bunch of new music to the scene. Poppin' 4 is still a distance away from bringing a comfortable level of features, but this is where it starts to look like what we'd expect today. You can even increase the scroll speed. That alone is a pretty big step. Fourth verse, same as the second, hit buttons on the moderately frustrating Dreamcast Poppin' controller thing when they hit the baseline, then realize there's an AV lag you can't configure away and adjust your internal sense of timing accordingly. Once you do, though, you get the sense that the musical selections are coming into their own a little bit more comfortably, as Poppin' starts to distance itself from its Bemani cousins with its super eclectic mix of tracks that you have to identify by just their genre again. But we can deal with that. The lineup's a bit more diverse this time, including a couple Beatles-style rock tunes and, analog techno and nudie. The less said about it, the better. There's already a hell of a lot of English in this thing as it is, but at least the gameplay digs it out of its hole. Its nudie hole. So ultimately, you need two different games to get to the contents of this disc, which seems like kind of a stretch today. All of these early Poppin' releases, adapted from their massive arcade versions, saw simultaneous play on the Dreamcast and PS1, which is kind of frustrating when you consider that the cast was ostensibly a 6th generation system. In fact, the PS1 got two more versions, Poppins 5 and 6, that the Dreamcast never saw before the series became more or less PS2 exclusive, barring Wii and XBLA spin-offs that in a just world would never have happened. While those versions got rid of the need for a specialized controller, what they came up with sucked even worse than just getting a button stuck every once in a while. So if you're looking for a quality Poppin' Music experience, pony up a couple grand for an arcade machine, because that's really the only way to roll. But if you must have it on your home consoles, pony up a couple hundred for one of those awesome full-size PS2 rigs and play that one. But if you must have it on your Dreamcast, I have to wonder what the hell is wrong with you. As much as I can appreciate the nature of nostalgia for an old track list, nudie though it may be, the fact of the matter is that these old versions are just too feature poor to stand up against what's available today. Look, Nelson, move on. I am.
Viva la jolada. Viva la jolada. Viva la jolada.